And we're back after less than 30 seconds finishing up from our last recording. And I'm going to start with The Day You Die. Chapter 1 of Not the Afterlife I Signed Up For by inoeitall. Currently 11 readers. Hello to everybody looking at this fic at 2:05 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. One moment. I'm actually doing something slightly different. I've got my laptop in my lap and I'm on the desktop, trying to make it so that my laptop can run a little bit faster, but Ubuntu, which is what I'm running on the desktop, is derped out slightly here. Just a sec, let me. Command line! Go! Command line! And we're back. Okay. We're all happy. I've actually got I can tell when my computer's running properly because I've got an animated Luna as my Firefox persona. Blink and then our main goes. Okay. Okay. Let us begin. Alkaio. Greek. I know it's Greek. Okay, Google Translate. Help me here, dude. Help me. No offense, but Russian is not what I need. I need Greek. Alkaios. Okay, there it is. Alkaios. Which Celsius, I believe, is proper English, but I'm not sure. Alkaios watched as the last of his fellow soldiers fell under the relentless Persian assault. He was on his own now. He couldn't stop to mourn for them, of course. As a Spartan, he had to keep his priorities straight. He was the last of his brethren still standing at Thermopylae. King Leonidas had led 300 elite Spartans to hold off the invading army of Xerxes, and they had stood like an unmovable wall. It wasn't until some sort of treachery had occurred that the battle turned against the Spartans. Alkaios' only thought at the moment was to continue fighting for his country, for his honor, and for his father. Spartan history's pretty good there, I know it all. Very nice. Battle of Thermopylae, 480 BC is good stuff. One of the better battles to study, and not just because of the movie. Persian infantry fell by the dozens before Alkaios' spear broke. He fell back to using his kopis and killed many more. Numerous small wounds bled wherever there were gaps in his armor, and his armor and shield bore numerous dents and scratches. Alkaios stumbled as the Persians drew back. His shield seemed so heavy. The sky suddenly darkened, and he looked up to see the cause. Thousands of arrows blotted out the sun as they began to rain down death upon him. He was too tired to raise his shield again. He turned his head up, closed his eyes, and welcomed his fate. Now that is an interesting way to start a pony story. I'm just saying. Alkaios, son of Iason. Iason, I believe that would be generally Jason, I believe would be let me see. Jason. Yep, Jason. Yay for multiple tabs. Time of death. 5:23 p.m. local time, August 25th, 480 BC. Scene break. Now it looks like we're in China. Fang Hua inspected the carriage for any traps that might have been set by assassins. Being the chief bodyguard of the Qin Emperor's second son was no laughing matter. Qin Emperor. I don't think... I'm trying to remember. Qin Shi Huangdi. Or maybe it's just the region. My Chinese history's a little bit worse than most of my other history. After checking and double-checking everything, she motioned that all was under control. The entourage made their way from the city of Yang to the neighboring capital of Zhou on diplomatic mission. Fang Hua's family had always protected the Emperor's family, and though she was born a woman, she was determined to continue her family's tradition. The mounted contingent of the guard surrounded the carriage as they left the city walls and began to cross the rocky terrain. First few hours of travel passed uneventfully for everyone. Fang Hua exchanged a few pleasantries with the captain of the escort, but all in all, silence hung heavily upon the group. Yeah, when you've got people dying every 3 months, that's pretty big. As the caravan entered a narrow canyon, bandits sprung up from their hiding places on the cliff face and started firing arrows down at the group. Several of the escort died instantly, but the caravan quickly sped onwards away from the attackers. More bandits rode out from the side canyons to harass them further. Fang Hua quickly put her training to use, riding without the reins and fighting with her family's trademark circular blades. Okay, I'm going to have to assume that she's got a handle in the middle. But circular blades in general, I think, are kind of a bad idea. Just saying. The sounds of combat rang off the canyon walls as the group rocketed down the path. The horses drawing the carriage were charging out of control towards a drop-off that would kill the Emperor's second son if not stopped. I like how you keep noting it's the second son. Interesting. Fang Hua leapt to the roof of the carriage and threw the brakes while yanking on the reins. The carriage slid to an abrupt halt at the edge of the drop-off, but she was launched over the edge. She sighed and closed her eyes, knowing that the rest of the guard could deal with the bandits. At least she could have completed her duty. Fang Hua, daughter of Fang Wei. Time of death, 10:14 a.m. local time, April 3rd, 231 BC. So 50 years after the other guy. Annabeth Edgeworth peeked around the corner again, praying that the Nazi patrol hadn't noticed her footprints in the snow. Newsflash, lady. The snow footprints are very, very visible. This was the third month behind enemy lines, acting as an Allied spy in occupied France. She was about to sabotage a munitions train on its way to the front. Ever since her sister died in the Blitz, Annabeth had given her all to making sure that those dirty Krauts got what was coming to them. After ascertaining that she had not been spotted, she snuck aboard the train and started setting charges she had packed in the bag along with an MP-40. MP-40 submachine gun. Great little gun. If I remember correctly, yeah, MP-40, machine pistol. It was like halfway between. It was like one of the first assault rifles. Pretty awesome. It used the 9x19 Parabellum, and then an open bolt, 500 rounds per minute, which was pretty awesome. It's like halfway between like a pistol and a full-on machine gun and a submachine gun. It was kind of like I don't even know what I'm saying. Yeah. But it's interesting that you put her with an MP-40, given that the MP-40 was a Nazi gun. Whereas I'm trying to think of the contemporary on the other side. But the MP-40 was the Nazi gun. Interesting. Then again, she could have just picked it off the side of the road. That were almost, I think it was like 2 million made. As she planted the final charge, she heard a gun cock and felt the cold muzzle pressed against her back. If it's snowing outside and she feels the cold muzzle against her back, that means she took off her coat, which would be kind of a sad, stupid thing to do while sabotaging. Maybe the back of her neck. She slowly turned around with the detonator in her palm. An SS officer stood there, gloating, flanked by 2 guards. "Did you really think you would get away with this?" he asked haughtily in German. Okay, Google Translate is my friend. I don't remember German all that well, but we got this. Greek. I don't want Greek. I want German. You know that you give me good stuff. You know you give me such good material when I start going for Google Translate. Stop it. Laptop. Okay. Hast du wirklich Glob? Sie werden durchkommen? And I totally butchered that. Any German speakers in the audience? I apologize. Annabeth pondered this question for a moment before responding in English. God save the king! She activated the detonator and thought to herself, I guess I'll be meeting you sooner than I thought, Abigail. Annabeth Edgeworth, daughter of Agnes Edgeworth. Time of death, 11:46 p.m. local time, October 3rd, 1942. Okay, I take back what I said. It would actually be understandable if the foot tracks weren't seen if it's the middle of the night. Page break. Okay, this is where we get the ponies. Okay, I'm good here. I finished the episode of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. I had done it. Over the course of 1 week, I had watched every episode that was Scarlet. 1 week? Dude, 1 day. Best, I believe at this point, it's 13.5 hours of your life. 1 day. Do it! Sure, I may be an undercover cop, facing the cold edge of reality every day, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy candy-colored ponies that sing about the joys of friendship. No, it can't, because that makes you a true man. I packed up my laptop along with the charging cord into my messenger bag, which has a sweet solar panel built into it, FYI. I like this. It's like he's like that. This is the type of writing that I can roll with. After securing my belongings, I slipped it on my shoulder holster for my compact 9mm pistol with 2 extra magazines. I slid my coat over the gun to hide it. Hard to be undercover if you're flashing your piece everywhere, eh? So he's Canadian? Okay. And opened the door. Now the strangest thing happened then. As I opened the door, the first thing to catch my eye was a rather large, out-of-control red pickup hurtling towards me. Everything seemed to slow down. I could see the numerous beer cans bouncing around in the cab of the truck, the driver desperately trying to turn the wheel, and even the grass being torn apart by the wheels of the vehicle. My last thought was, dagnabbit, I forgot to feed the cat. J. Isaac No, son of Charles D. No. So, yeah, you just need to put some sort of zoo, something like Charles D. No, zookeeper, or something like that as his titles, just so you can say Denozo. Time of death, 10:48 a.m. local time, January 27th, 2012. Scene break. Elsewhere. What do you mean you've lost all 4 of them? Do you not realize how expensive it is to maintain my collection? You better find them, or you can say goodbye to your family. The speaker cut the connection to the call before the vendor could reply. He would have those specimens. Oh, he would have the blood to compensate.